Hi there, I'm Chris Marchini with Rose City Originals, and I'm here to show you how to make my new pattern, the Go Spooky Friends door banner, using my new licensed die, which is the Go Skeleton. Let's get started. So for this project, we're going to be using the 9-inch cube. We will be using shapes number 5 and shape number 16 from the Companion Angles set. I've already rough cut my fabrics, and we are going to cut the trapezoids first. And to help save on fabric, my little trick is to take your rough cut squares and actually press them in half diagonally. So I'll just press a few of those to get us started. This project is using my own fabric that I designed. It's my Damask Fatal fabric line. And it is fun and a little spooky. That one I did already press. We'll just grab a couple random colors. Set those aside. And by cutting it this way from the same rough cut square, you're going to cut both shapes. So I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to start by cutting the trapezoid. And my trick is to take that piece that you have pressed in half, the folded side or the long side, you will line up with the long side of the trapezoid. You'll overhang it by about 1/4 inch. And now it looks like that's going to be just too much waste, but we're going to use this little piece here to cut our other triangle. So you can cut up to 6 layers of quilting cotton. So I've got 3 squares folded in half. That's my 6 layers. We'll just take this over and cut it. Give that a little rub and slide it off. So there's our trapezoid shape. And now with this still stacked up, what I'm going to do is bring it over to our shape number 5, which is the small half square triangle. And I'm going to cover one of the triangles with this piece right here. And I am going to trim off some of this excess just so it does not get in the way. Make sure my shape is fully covered. Put on our cutting mat and send it through again. Give it a little rub and slide it off. And now we have our colored pieces all cut out. And we're going to cut all the same shapes out of white. Now the free pattern download on AccuQuilt.com does give you all of the counts of each shape and each color that you need. And it'll walk you through cutting it just like this. All right, perfect. And now that we have those cut, we're ready to start sewing. Now this is a great chain piecing project. Basically every white trapezoid will get a colored triangle on it, and every colored trapezoid will get a white triangle on it. You don't have to worry about which is which. You can just start chain piecing for days. And then we're going to press everything towards the print. Now for each of these, what you're going to do is take one of the print trapezoids and one white trapezoid units and pair them together. And you're just going to go through and pair them randomly. Whatever colors happen. You don't need to worry about always having green with orange or with purple or even having the same color in the same block. It's supposed to be random. And then again, we're going to press this seam towards the print. All right, so you're going to make a total of 29 of these blocks just in random color configurations. And for now, we're going to set those aside. And now we'll work on our skeleton, the star of the show. And it has all the shapes we need to make our little friend. So we can just place our fabrics down. And all of the shapes are not directional except for the hand and foot. So with those, you will want to make sure you cut one with the fabric right side up and one with the fabric right side down, so that you get both left and right. We're going to cut 2 of the eye shapes. And with pre-fused cotton fabric, you can cut up to 4 layers at a time, which is perfect because you need 4 of each size bone to make the arms and legs. So layer up our fabric and we'll get our full skeleton cut in one pass. Add on our cutting mat, take it over to the cutter. Alrighty, give that a little rub and slide off the mat. We have our little hands and feet. Got all of our bones ready to go. There's 2 sizes for the bones. There's a larger bone, which is for the legs, and a smaller bone, which is for the arms. We have our torso, as well as our skull. Got his little eyes. Oops, one little thread. And then for the hearts, you will need 1 cut out of red fabric, and that is his little heart on his chest. And then 1 cut out of black fabric, because that's actually his nose. You just flip the heart upside down. Now in the instructions, I do have you rough cut the background for the skeleton a little large. And that's because as you are stitching it down, sometimes it can bring your fabric in a little bit. This will also help you make sure it gets centered. I used the free downloadable outline stitches from AccuQuilt. This one is the blanket stitch, and I used a neon yellow thread just for some fun little pop. And once it is all stitched down, we're going to trim this to the size we need it to be. Now, since we used the 9-inch cube, we are going to trim this to 5 inches by 9.5 inches. So what I like to do is just take my ruler, and I have my 2.5-inch line, and I'm just going to go straight up and down through the center of his body. You can kind of line that up on the nose and the pelvis to make sure it's centered. Then we'll trim this side. Flip him around, and then we can trim at 5 inches. So that's going to be the same width as the blocks that we just created. And it's 2 blocks tall, so we're going to make it 9.5 inches, so he finishes at 9 inches. So I can see here is my 9-inch mark, 9.5 inch there, so I can kind of just get him centered. He'll have about 3/4 of an inch on the top and bottom, a little less. Actually looks a little more like 5/8 of an inch. And then we'll trim that. So I'll flip that around, line it up with 9.5 inches, and trim. And now our skeleton is ready to insert into the quilt. So to assemble the quilt, we're actually going to make columns instead of rows. So here you can see we have our skeleton, and we are going to place the blocks that we created. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall, and the skeleton counts as 2. And you just mix them up so you have your color evenly distributed. Sew them together into columns, sew the columns together, and then you're ready to quilt it and bind it. So be sure to share all of your projects with AccuQuilt on their social medias, and follow me at Rose City Originals on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks for watching.